Hello, chess lovers. Welcome to Star Chess Academy. Today, we will analyze a beautiful game between the Ding Liren and the GukeshD, which was played in the World Chess Championship. In this game, Ding Liren is white and black is GukeshD. So, let's start the game. So, Ding decides to return to his first love after trying e4 in the game 2. In his prime, Ding was an expert in English and the reti positions. So d5 by Gukesh and the move e3. It could already be considered as a surprise, but as we have seen since the beginning of the match, apart from the game one, both players tend to avoid very theoretical and sharp openings. I'm sure that we will see other moves like this in the next games. This move is very flexible. White can choose to continue with either c4, b3 or d4. Okay, then the move after the knight f6 and b3. So that move probably came as a surprise for the Gukesh as he thought for more than 5 minutes about his reply. And then bishop to f5, a logical continuation by Gukesh, but many others are possible here. For example, c5 is possible, g6 was possible, e6 and bishop e2. And here Gukesh played the move h6. Well, here e6 is also possible to avoid the idea of the game, but would allow white to grab the bishop after knight h4, bishop g6 and the bishop to b2, and it is unclear and white can anytime captures this bishop. So after h6, bishop a3 on the board. An uncommon move and probably the idea Ding came to the game with. This is not a novelty as it already had been played by 𝒂𝒊𝒃𝒆 in the 2021. So the idea is to kind of force the trade of the dark square bishop and led to the less known positions than the bishop b2. So knight b d7, Gukesh played knight b d7, and after that the move which was played is castles. Well, after castles, it is the move which was played, that is the e6, and after bishop into f8, knight into f8, bishops have been exchanged here and the move c4. And this is the moment where Ding went for a deep think for the first time. That came as a surprise as black's last move is very natural to take that bishop and has been played in the game between the 𝒂𝒊𝒃𝒆 and the Giri in the 2021, and Ding and Gukesh played here knight to b d7. Well, after knight d7, Ding plays the move knight to c3 and the castles c into d5, and now a logical and strong positional move b4. It aims to get a space advantage on the queen side and also it to good control over the d4 square with the knight by avoiding the c4 c5 plans in the future. So c6 and the move knight to d4. Well, queen b3, but maybe Ding was bothered by the move like a bishop to g4 and was not ready to exchange his bishop quite yet. Knight d4 and the move knight e5. So this was the analysis. So after knight to d4, bishop h7, and here queen b3. Now we are now entering into the middle game. To be honest, Ding did not get any advantage from the opening. However, I'm sure that he was quite happy with this position, and so it is going to be a positional game where he seems to have more control than in the sharp and the complicated positions. Knight e5 by GukeshD and a to 4. A normal continuation, white will try to create a minority attack. What is the meaning of minority attack? Is if the lesser pawns are there on the same side and the more pawns are there, then you can launch minority attack with your lesser pawns. A normal continuation, white will try to create a minority attack on the queen side. This is often the way to play when you have two pawns against the three pawns on the same side. So the general idea for white here are either to break or weaken the b7, b6, or the c6 or the d5 pawn chain by playing the move b4, b5, or to simply get a good control over the queen side and playing the move a4, a5 to get the space advantage. So to see it a prophylactic move, the move which is stopping the opponent's plan, that is known as the prophylaxis, a prophylactic move in order to play the move b to b6, b7 to b6, and protect the c6 pawn. Okay, then after a5 by Ding, and Gukesh played the move b6, aiming to push the c5 pawn. Great positional find by the Gukesh. It was here that Ding had realized that it is time to play for a draw, as he already said in the press conference. So knight f3. Now he was trying to exchange the knights. The active knight is there. It is the passive knight, and then Gukesh captures, Ding captures, and the beautiful move d4 by Gukesh. So the right reaction to simplify the position, if black let white play d4, if white plays d4, so then the idea of c6 to c5 would be more difficult to realize. The c6 pawn could then become a long-term weakness. So that Gukesh played the move d4, which is an excellent move, and after knight to e2 protecting the knight, Gukesh captured the pawn, captures, and then bishop to e4, the easiest way to simplify the position. Now, Gukesh is trying to simplify the pieces. Rook f d1 attacking the queen, queen to e7, and the move bishop into e4, and knight into e4, a into b6. Simplifications are there. And after that, knight to c3, trading the last minor pieces is an implicit way to offer a draw position in this position. Well, Rook fd8, Gukesh tried to play some good moves, but after knight into e4, queen into e4, the position is totally equal and there is nothing to win for both the sides. So h3 and c5, well, yeah, you can say that black has a passed pawn here, but this pawn is not enough because black having a passed pawn, white will put more pressure on it, and Gukesh does not really have a way to take advantage of it. The pawn cannot promote because the opponent's pieces can simply block it, and there is no way to just promote this pawn. So after queen e5, queen c2, rook d5, g3, f5, king g2, king h7. There is no way to win this game for the black. Yeah, of course, there are more chances to win for the black only because he has a boss pawn, but practically it is not possible to win. So after queen c4, queen d6, you can see here there is no way to promote the pawn. The queen is doing a good blockade against this pawn. After e4, rook e5, and the easiest way to simplify the position is to play queen d5. Gukesh played it, queen into d5, rook into d5, rook f3, king g6, king e4, activating the king, rook d4 check, not allowing the king, king e3, rook d4 check, rook d5, king e4, then rook d4 check, king e3. Then the repetitions of the moves are there: rook d5, king e4, rook to d4. And it seems that both the players were not in the mood to fight, to take too many risks today, which led to a quite insipid game. But do not worry, it is probably one only the claim before the storm or the next games. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for watching. Please share and subscribe Star Chess Academy.